Great.
I'm going to explain how more or less the plant systems grow. Everything, even us for the example, can be very easily compared with. Most of the plants that we grow, a majority of them are from seed. The plant produces a seed, and the seed contains such as an area that actually can grow roots as well as shoots. It's a very tiny group of cells that it contains, and most of the seeds come equipped with some storage food for it as such as. And so, for example, if you take a bean and then if you put the bean in every child knows about this, and keep it moist, first thing that it does, it will produce a root within 48 hours or so, depending upon how warm the place is, what kind of temperature that it can grow. Everything has got a certain scale of events that is required. One thing is the atmospheric temperature, the condition, and the moisture, and so on. And the first thing that comes out is a seed, and it will be a root that will be looking for somewhere to anchor itself. And then what that root will do, probably will straighten out the rest of the components of the seed, which is the storage organs where the food is being stored, and then it produces a series of stem and the first set of leaves, which is referred to as cotyledon in technical terms, I believe, and that has enough energy stored there for it to continue growing roots and the shoot, and then eventually they'll grow into a bigger plant. The root system's job is to gather food. And how does the plant collect food? In the form of liquid. And the liquid has got all kinds of minerals and chemicals and everything else that is soluble, is what it takes it up and sends it away to the leaves to process it to make the materials that it needs to stem flowers or fruits or whatever it is on the long run. And so the energy the plant needs to grow comes from the food source that is found in the soil. And usually there are specific type of chemicals each individual plant demands. Like tomato plants require certain group of chemicals to produce tomato and grow well. A carrot would require something altogether different to be able to grow the root and store the things away there. And so that's how, more or less in a layman's term, the plant grows. And it grows to be, when it is mature, it produces, when it becomes an adult, it produces flowers, and then the flowers are pollinated by its own kind or some other kind, then it will produce seeds, and those seeds will produce new plants for us later on. The same thing happens to us human beings. We are also need food as a nutrient that we collect from, and the food that we eat, the things that our body needs and more, that if it is in the food, it gathers it up and puts it away, stores it away in places that we don't need to. So contaminants and pollutants that sometimes we end to consume becomes an issue for our health on the long run. The same thing applies to the plant. The plant is getting all kinds of things that it doesn't need. It has no option but to put it away, because if it is in liquid form, it gets taken up and will go and get stored in the fruit or the root, in the fruit or the leaves or in the shoot or the stem, wherever it is, all these contaminants will get up. We don't need that. So there is one of the ways to be able to produce reasonably clean plants itself would be as such as to grow them in hydroculture. Hydroculture means in water. So in a nutshell, that plants, that's how the plant grows and picks up food for itself and continue to develop new cells.